Good afternoon. I'm Caitlin Matson-Levy. This is the Green Room. And today we have Dr. Mark Laycock, who is the director of orchestras at Wichita State University. Hello, Mark.
Hello. Good afternoon.
So glad to have you here. There's a reason why we played Messiah before we started talking, and that is because we have the Messiah sing-along coming up.
This is something we did 5 years ago, 2016, in the old times, as they say.
The before
And
times.
it was so much fun. We had no idea. That was the first one that have done at WSU. Had no idea what the response would be. And it was tremendous. People came out of the woodwork. People brought their own scores. Had no idea how many people out there have their own Messiah books that they have, sung with over the years. So we decided we need to bring this back as soon as we feel safe in doing so. And this this November, we certainly do. So Messiah Sing Along on Friday, November 19th. And it's in Wiedemann Hall, so we can use the organ and have nice, intimate choral seating. If you just want to come and observe this spectacle, you are welcome to do that as well. So you do not need to come as a performer. You can come as an audience member and enjoy the performance as well.
Nobody's going to be walking around checking to see that everybody's singing.
Exactly. Well,
pulling down the masks.
we will still be masked, so you never know. You can sit in the front row and
There
fake
you
it.
go. See, you have the security of being behind a mask. Nobody will know if you're singing or not.
Exactly.
It is so funny to me that you mentioned that people just show up with their own scores, and how many people have a Messiah score from, I don't know, whatever it was, church choir, maybe a city chorale that they were a part of, maybe it was college. And I had to chuckle because I remember my mom had a Messiah score that she, I don't know, stole maybe from a music library somewhere. But she had it in a drawer. And whenever we went to any sort of holiday concert where there was a Messiah that people were invited to stand up and sing the Hallelujah chorus for, she would get her score.
She's ready. And I should mention that if you don't have a score, we're going to have a good 50, 60 scores to loan out that evening. So you do not need to bring your own music to this performance.
You're the director of orchestras at Wichita State University, and the orchestra has already had a couple of performances. What have you worked on so far this fall?
We've been fortunate. We're back together in person this fall. We had our first performances with a live audience, and it completes the puzzle basically. You rehearse. Last year we recorded and put those recordings out on the internet, but to have the audience there and to feed off that energy is just so transformational. In September, we performed the Franck Symphony in D minor, and our fabulous oboe professor Aaron Robinson played the Vaughan Williams oboe concerto with us. And then I'd say about 2 weeks ago, we did Brahms' First Symphony, and tenor Michael Sylvester from our faculty sang an array of 5 fun selections, some musical theater, some pretty highbrow Richard Strauss, and we had a great time with him.
For this sing-along Messiah, do you have student soloists?
Exactly right. So it can't just be all dessert essentially. So we got to make sure that the story is maintained. So the recitatives, the arias are still within this Christmas portion. And I've asked our vocal faculty, they have graciously identified folks, auditioned folks. So they've helped them prepare. From our preparation standpoint, next Tuesday, I'll have a chance. It'll be our first time together for them singing with the orchestra, but we'll be ready to go with these fabulous student soloists a week from Friday.
So the Messiah is a week from Friday. What time in Wiedemann Hall?
7:30 p.m. in Wiedemann.
7:30 in Wiedemann Hall. Come and sing along with the Messiah. Is it the entirety of the Messiah or just the Christmas portion?
I think we'd all.
Are we going to be there for 3.5 hours, Mark?
Exactly. That's a real commitment. And not to say there's not some glorious music, and maybe down the road we should think Easter Messiah sing along, because there's some glorious things. But we are limiting ourselves to the Christmas portion, so just over an hour.
We're going to listen to a couple more snippets of the Messiah. We're going to hear one of the famous choral pieces, For Unto Us a Child is Born, with the Chicago Symphony Chorus conducted by Sir George Schulte. And we'll be back to talk with Dr. Merrick Laycock. For Unto Us a Child is Born from the Messiah. Hello, Mark Laycock, Director of Orchestras from Wichita State University. This is the Green Room, and we're glad to have Mark here representing the orchestra. We were talking about everything you've been up to this semester with your students. And I wanted to ask you about all the collaboration that you do with your students. What is the importance that you find in making sure your orchestral students have an opportunity to collaborate with the opera department, with the choral department? Maybe they've played in the pit of a ballet. And would you talk to us about those experiences and what they mean to the students?
Well, that's a great question. One of the things I love most about Wichita State is just the collaborative atmosphere. I guess this is the third university that I've taught at, and I've seen it's kind of more faculty on the dysfunctional side. And this is, we don't, it's not that we don't disagree, but there's this mutual respect that I haven't seen anywhere else here at Wichita State. And that comes with giving our students the best possible opportunities. Like you say, we work regularly with the opera program and Alan Held, and it hopefully helps them create a more robust production. And it certainly helps our students, the ones that are becoming professional musicians, to get that experience. They will spend time as a well-rounded musician. They will spend time in the opera pit. So they need to have that real life experience. We'll be collaborating with Dr. Ryan Beacon, our Director of Choral Activities, in May with the oratorio Elijah, Mendelssohn's Elijah. And so we're looking forward to that. We have a concerto aria program in February where literally every studio faculty member contributes either a soloist to that, or certainly helps coach our orchestra members in preparing that performance. So it takes a village, as they say. And this is, I love the village here at Wichita State.
And what is the oratorio in the spring? Has that been chosen yet?
Yes, that's Mendelssohn's Elijah.
Oh, I think you just said that. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's really great. I love that collaboration. And, I think about the excitement of, being a voice major and the excitement of singing with an orchestra and how it just elevates everything to another level and teaches you a lot that you just wouldn't learn otherwise.
Exactly. And it's so much fun for our students to collaborate with their peers, people that they see in the hallways every day, but to be on the stage with them as artists, but to have that interpersonal relationship is just so much fun.
Okay, and you're a busy man. I mean, this is not the only thing you do. I mean, I would think that being the director of anything at the collegiate level is a full-time job, perhaps full and a half. But you're also, you're employed by the Wichita Symphony Orchestra as an associate director, yes, and also you help with the Wichita Youth Symphony. You direct the Wichita Youth Symphony.
Yes, I guess I'm overall kind of the director of the program. Tiffany Rhodes is our executive kind of administrator who really does everything. But yeah, somehow I'm the artistic person. Yeah,
We'll say artistic director.
Daniel Hegge is in there as well. But and this happens to be a busy weekend because we're gearing up for our big fall concerts. And so Messiah Sing Along is on the 19th on Friday night. On Saturday night, we have the first of two youth symphony concerts. So the Wichita Youth Symphony, the ensemble that I conduct, the Wichita Wind Ensemble that Dr. Tim Shade conducts.
What, the Repertory Orchestra? That's another one?
Yes, then that's coming up. So on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., Century 2, you'll hear those first two groups, and then come back Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m., the Repertory Orchestra, Dr. Wesley Despain, and our youth chamber players, Eric Crawford. Those two groups will be performing along with some chamber ensembles that have been rehearsing throughout the semester. So
Well,
it is.
we've just planned, well, we planned your weekend for you, everyone. No need to search any further. You start off with the Messiah sing along and Wiedemann Hall on Friday night, Wichita Youth Orchestra ensembles Saturday and Sunday. We're going to hear some more Messiah. We're going to hear He Shall Feed His Flock. Once again, this is the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and Chorus, and I know for a fact the soprano is Kiri Te Kanawa. You know, it's been almost 280 years since Handel wrote the Messiah. Why do we still love it so much? Do you have any idea or insight how, after all this time, it is still embraced so fully and wholly for the Christmas season, for the Easter season, for people who aren't even, identifying as Christian? It is so loved.
I think a lot of it has to do with just Handel's sense of drama. It really tells a story. Sometimes we forget, and it becomes so familiar that we don't listen to the lyrics as closely as we might. But the narrative, just the way that he has arranged the texts, Handel, up until this time, really known for operatic composition, incredible opera composer. And we today kind of take it for granted. Oh, he's that oratorio guy, but just such a sense of drama. He could really tell a story with tension and characters and real, just human, visceral impact.
We were speaking before about all the many hats you wear, about town, conducting, educating, advocating. I was reading online about the Nutcracker because I need my Nutcracker fix. It's been almost 2 years since I've been able to see a Nutcracker. And lo and behold, Ballet Wichita had listed their Nutcracker. And whose name do I see as the conductor of the Nutcracker but Mark Laycock?
Well, I had some spare time, and actually, I'm honored to be associated with that. And like you, this is an annual tradition, an incredible resource and gift to the Wichita community. So it's something I look forward to. This is my first association with them, and just honored to be a part. I think of Jay Decker and his years of service to that, West of Spain, wonderful job with that. So I'm just honored to be part of that lineage of folks that are collaborating with them.
Is the Wichita music community just like that? I mean, you talk as if, you might have a text chain with all of these wonderful people. You're all friends. You've worked together now for years.
Well, it really is. I mean, 500,000 people in the metro area, but you could say that the musical community is very close. You definitely don't want to make enemies because
Words to live by.
Yes, but I think that's good for our students to see as well, because wherever they end up, even if it's a larger metropolitan area, generally the cultural community is closely knit, and you want to build relationships, you want to forge collaborations, and it's really important to respect the folks that you're working with, and it's just a terrific group of people here.
Wichita State University as well has just a legacy attached to their School of Music. One that a lot of people might not be all that familiar with. You wouldn't necessarily think a state college in the middle of Kansas would have, you wouldn't expect it to have as strong a music program as historically has been at Wichita State University. Something to be so proud of. And constantly, every year, graduating students who do go on to be the next generation of performers and educators and composers.
Exactly. And I think it's so well balanced that we have just a terrific opera program. We've been talking about Sam Raimi and Alan Held, for students to have that opportunity to study with folks of that stature is amazing. But then turn around and look at the instrumental side and just the opportunities to, as students, to perform next to your studio professor in the Wichita Symphony under Daniel Heggie is you can't find that around the country. And I think that has a lot to do with just the caliber of students that we can attract here.
Let's go over the details one last time about where and when, what time they can see the Messiah.
Messiah Sing Along. It is a week from Friday. So Friday, November 19th It's at 7:30 p.m. In Wiedemann Hall. I think tickets start at $12, but they're the standard, senior and student discounts and that sort of thing. You can come. Certainly, we'd love for you to come and sing. Bring your score. We'll have scores that you can borrow as well, or just come and sit in the audience. We'll have a large audience section that's reserved, and just come and be a part of it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mark Laycock.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.